We are live.
Welcome to News and Nonsense at Noon. I'm Auntie AK, aka Kizzle, aka Auntie of all aunties. I've lost my voice still. I thought it was gone. I thought it was
I thought
better.
you got it back.
I
Yes.
did get it back. I don't know why it's gone right. Because I've been coughing a lot yesterday. Anyway, I'm Auntie AK, yeah? Auntie of all auntie with no voice. And I'm here with Jesus, I'm throwing myself. Who am I here with, please, guys?
I'm Farrah, your resident Caribbean queen.
I'm Nana, aka the Black Fairy, aka Dark and Lovely.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. And we are here. Why are we here? Because the world is continuously at the bottom of the basket that we're going to hell in. And what we do is we'll bring you the news our way. We're digging through all the news and nonsense of the week to give you our take on it. We're here to help you separate the wheat from the chaff, the sack from the crap, what you need to know from what you don't need to know. But before we start, what do we need to do?
Please, people, you need to book the like button on entry. Do it now, please, immediately. And share this with like-minded people as well. We've got breaking news.
Yeah.
Breaking. We've got a lot of stuff going on out here. Anything else, Farah? What do they need to do?
You need to subscribe to our channel, please. If you haven't done so already and you're in here, what are you doing? It costs like £1.99. And if you want to be our real family, then it costs £4.99. It is still dirt cheap. Come on, folks. Get involved.
That's cheap.
It's Christmas time. Gift somebody a membership.
Yes. Be like Cher. Cher is great. She always gives people, and Yvonne always gives people.
Yeah, man. And before we get into it, my loves, my sweeties, the entourage, crew, this is a disclaimer. These are our opinions, right? We are not experts. This is the ultimate coolest aunties WhatsApp group you'll ever be a part of. And if you want actuals or factuals, you better ask TLC or Google or phone your best friend. Any links that we share for you to go and do your own damn research. Don't hold us accountable or we'll come for you. Do you understand? Your favorite aunties will rap you. So leave us alone. Who's in the chat?
You know what else you need to do? Sorry, this is one more thing that you need to do. You need to go onto our website because we got merch.
We got
Yes.
merch.
Look, it's running across the screen now. www.yourauntiescouldnever.com. Look, the merch is there. Purchase things. You can get a mug so that you can drink your coffee and tea or your sorrel. Like whatever you're drinking, you can drink it with a YNCN mug.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I was actually doing that. I was like, oh, I ain't got no bra on. That might be a flash attack.
That's a different type of show.
Exactly. I'm trying to drink
that actually ties into a story I got on the doc later on. Who's in the chat? Who's with us? Who's doing the entourage today?
Who is in the house? All right, so we have Strike 3000. He came in early for once as well. Hello. We have Shy Black Girl is in the house. Yvonne is with us as well. Cher is in the house.
Hello, everybody.
Janelle is with us. Body Gang is in the house as well. Caselo Moses is with us today. Sora is in the house. Hello, Mellow Mel is in the house. Shadell is with us as well. Sistrid is in the house. Hello, everybody. Come and say hello. And hello to Instagram and Facebook.
Yo, everybody, everywhere, everybody. I've lost my voice.
Sunday.
Happy Sunday. For those asking about my voice, don't ask me. I don't know why. My big old hardback dusky voice is gone. I don't know where it went. I had a cold.
You should have heard her the other day. This is actually an improvement. The other day she sounded like a cartoon character.
I sound like
Happy Pod is hilarious.
I know. I sound like Mickey Mouse going through puberty. I said that when I did a Q&A and Kate Blanchett laughed because Mickey Mouse. She repeated my joke and laughed.
Did she? That's pretty cool.
That's what I like Kate. I like Kate too. But I had to do a Q&A with Tessa Thompson and Nia DaCosta and Nina Hoss for Heather. And I was talking like this, but everyone was very graceful. And as always, the Q&A was
cool. What was the film?
Heather is Tessa Thompson's new film, Heather, directed by Nia DaCosta, a black director who did Candyman and Miss Marvel. So she's doing really, it's very intense and it's very I can't describe Swedish a bit, but it's quite good if you like those type of films. It's a bit of a mad one. You got to watch it. It was based on a play, but yeah, I was like, guys, my voice is gone. And they're like, we still want you, so it was cool. But Kate Blanchett laughed at my joke, so I feel special.
Okay.
All right,
I have tried to put the link to join our membership, and I don't know why it is gone crazy, but I'm still trying. As soon as I can, I will put our membership link in the chat as well.
Hey,
what do you guys think of this new background that we've got? it's giving me 80s vibes. Like, what's that show again? Max Headroom. Is it Max Headroom? Where is?
I've literally never heard of Max Headroom.
Oh, no, go away. Hold on, let me find.
I haven't.
why are you trying to be in the 80s? I was sucking my thumb and I don't know anything.
Well, I literally was. That was my life in the 80s. I was sucking my thumb. I have the marks on my thumb to prove it. Listen, I was a thumb sucker.
You're not that much younger than us. Let's not
listen.
I'm still the youngest. I still am.
Listen. This is Max Headroom. I can't believe you lot don't know who Max, or who doesn't know who Max Headroom is.
Does anybody else know who Max Headroom is?
And the man used to glitch. Didn't he used to glitch?
Yes, he did. It's very, very common. Hold
on. See?
In the history of television.
It's exactly the same.
Or because you are going to see it as well.
Yes, it.
Yes, it. Yes, namely the Max Headroom story.
Okay.
And afterwards,
I've never seen this before. I don't know who Max Headroom is. For reals, I don't. But if you watched, I think it's American Gods, Media is clearly based on this dude. I didn't know like who Media was based on, but the character Media kind of has that appeal about him, and he's like blonde. Oh, okay. Like when was it running there?
85.
1985. Wait. The last appearance of 2015, he was advertised as the first computer-generated TV presenter for his biting and known for his biting commentary on a variety of topical issues. Wow. Arrogant, wit, stuttering, and pitch-shifting voice. The character was created by British video directors George Stoner or whatever. Max was advertised as computer-generated, and some believe that, but he was actually an actor wearing prosthetic makeup and stuff like that. I'm getting feedback.
I think I know who this actor is as well.
Yeah.
Are we getting feedback?
It must just be you. I don't hear anything. Can
Oh,
you hear feedback, Farrah?
It's stopped now.
I can hear feedback. I did hear a bit.
It's gone now. It's gone now.
No, did you say it's gone now twice?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
You're trying to be like Max Headroom, isn't it? That's what you're trying to do. I get it. Well done.
All right, cool. All right, guys, let's get into it then. On a more, all of you are now Max with this feedback. Oh yeah, you lot heard it. He was AI. Yeah, he was on Channel 4, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you only saw it if you had cable early. He was not popular by the time it was on UK TV. Okay. Anyway, that's Max Headroom, and that's what we look like. We're channeling Max Headroom. So let's get into the news. Unfortunately, some breaking news. There's been a mad random shooting in Australia. I am hearing feedback. Are you not in the comments hearing feedback? Just let me know quickly.
It's a bit.
I know, but I don't know what it is.
You're always the culprit.
The thing is me that's the culprit. It could be anything.
Okay, yeah, they're saying there is an echo again. I'm hearing feedback. All right. So me and Farrah will go on mute while you carry on. See if that helps.
All right. But let's fix it now. Can you hear it now? Is there still feedback when these guys have gone on mute? Let me know, someone in the chat. Because I can't hear it now. So someone's gone on mute. Whichever one of those have gone on mute. You can't hear it. Okay. So there's no more feedback. So it's one of you two about. It's not me.
We're on mute. It's usually you.
No, it's not usually me. We never actually get to the bottom of it. The agencies are watching me. All right. So then Nana, come off mute. I might be on my phone.
Can you hear it now?
No. Talk.
Hello. There's still no feedback. It's fine now. Is it back?
Okay, cool. Let's go then.
All right, so you carry on.
Yeah, okay, cool. Anyway, all right. Major incident unfolds in Sydney. Basically, at least 10 people have been killed in a mass shooting near a Jewish gathering at Sydney's Bondi Beach, prompting a major emergency response heightened security around Jewish communities, and a national reckoning of one of the deadliest attacks in Australia in recent years. I'm going to play the news thing. I don't know what's happening because not often that, as I said, it's not a place that normally has these type of attacks. It's closer to America or something like that. So this is what's happened. Come on now.
Breaking update from 9 News.
Good evening. We have breaking news of a major situation unfolding at Bondi Beach this evening. We have early reports that at least 10 people have been shot. Police have issued an urgent message, which I will read out now. Police are responding to a developing incident at Bondi Beach and are urging the public to avoid the area. Anyone at the scene should take shelter. Police are on the scene and more information will be provided when it comes to hand. We have our reporter Zach Bailey at Bondi Beach for us now. Zach, this appears to have unfolded just after 6:30 this evening. We're hearing that multiple people have been shot after a gunman opened fire, we understand, near Campbell Parade, at the southern end of Campbell Parade. We're looking at vision now of people fleeing the scene when these shots rang out around 6:40 this evening. It was a scene of absolute terror. We have heard reports that multiple people have been shot. We're not clear yet on casualties. You are there now. What can you tell us? What are you seeing? What are you hearing?
Yeah, good evening, Georgie. We've literally just pulled up in the car after hearing of this news when we were live on air into the 6 p.m. news in Sydney. I can tell you right now there is a chopper in the air. There are a lot of police vehicles on the way from our office here to the beach. There were police cars, there were ambulances, there were emergency services just flying past on their way here to Bondi Beach. There are a lot of locals right now standing around asking questions, wondering what unfolded. I'm lucky enough now to be joined by two locals here who were here and heard the gunshots ring out. Phil, can you just tell us exactly what you saw a little short time ago?
Yeah, sure. We were just here having an ordinary Sunday afternoon, and we just heard what sounded like fireworks. The beach was absolutely packed, and then there were a lot of fireworks going off, and then suddenly we saw thousands of people just running this way. So we all just went inside, holed up in the toilets. I've got a friend that's holed up in the basement now. Everybody went inside. We were there for about maybe 20 minutes, came out again, and it was similar to this. And then we saw thousands of people running down the road towards us again. So again, holed up, and we just locked ourselves down.
When did you realise that it wasn't fireworks and it was a really serious situation?
You just don't expect this type of thing, and it just seemed very surreal. And it didn't sound like gunshots. It wasn't a snap. It was kind of a dull, like fireworks. So we were a bit shaken. And I guess it's when we saw thousands of people running from the beach, we realised that it was more than that. And then suddenly the adrenaline kicked in and we all got inside. So.
And I guess you're here in Sydney, you're here in Bondi normally on a Sunday afternoon in summer. It's a great place to be, but that must have been arguably the most scary moment of your life.
It just never happens here, does it? And I live here and I love living here, but it's it was very scary. Yeah. So, yeah.
Phil, thank you so much for your time joining us here in such a tragic scenario. You're also here, you're a local here as well, similar sentiment?
Gate to my friend's cafe and just let everyone in, pregnant women, women with kids, just everyone's running and just running. Like it was just panic. It was pandemonium. I'm shaking still.
How scary is that situation when everyone...
And the gist of it. There is no information about who did it, and as people are saying that it's probably a white person, but then again it's so annoying that it's even problematic that you've got to even think about the race and things of people. It's just the fact of the matter.
What's the Jewish thing?
Okay, it's actually it's a Hanukkah celebration.
Yeah,
200 people actually in attendance, and it seems like the first shooters. They're saying that it could have been like between 2 to 5 shooters, and they targeted that event. Is how it's being painted at this moment in time. Most of the people were a part of that Hanukkah celebration. So the majority of people that have died, again, it's been reported that they were all Jewish as well.
So it's 3 people have died, right?
There is another video. I don't know if you have it, AK, of there's an overview of an Australian actually tackling one of the shooters. Have you got that one?
No, I haven't seen. Have you got a link?
Show that one, yeah.
Have you got it?
Wow.
Okay, you show it.
So that is I don't know if you can tell, but this is what is going around, and people are speculating as to the race of the people.
Screen, Nance.
Ooh.
Ouais, mais il y a son pote, il va se faire tirer dessus. Il est trop con, le mec qui a là.
Don't worry, guys. Nobody's going to be shot in this video. Like, it's quite sanitized, but people are speculating to their race.
All right. This is a video of a bystander tackling one of the shooters. This is extraordinary.
Is that one of the shooters running up there?
Yep, that's one of the active shooters as well.
You clearly see one of the shooters there carrying a rifle, ducking behind the bridge. This is the very same bridge where we then, moments ago, when we were looking at the live aerial shot, where we saw 2 bodies. So one of the assailants, it seems, ducking, opening fire. 2 assailants, armed.
En gros, il a récupéré l'arme du mec qui...
So is that guy on the floor?
Watching and filming this is speaking in French and saying that these 2 bystanders were able to recover the weapon of one of the assailants. Those are the 2 people with the white shirt.
So that's a police officer there, and those other 2 people in the white shirts, they are actually civilians.
Okay.
It's hiding behind the tree. You also saw briefly a police officer hiding behind their vehicle, or taking cover, I should say, behind their vehicle. Even as the
at this point, it can get a little bit more gruesome.
Let's not show it then.
Yeah.
Ow.
Okay. So there, how many shooters?
They're speculating that it's 2 to 5 of them. So one shooter has been reported as was killed, and another one is critical. And so they're actively being like, maybe there's more that managed to get away as well. Yeah, it's distressing on a number of levels, but it wasn't. It was a few weeks ago I was saying that this happens so often whenever Israel is doing something, that there will be a Jewish community somewhere in the world and they will be targeted, and Israel will jump on this. So let's just see how this is spun. And I feel sorry for the innocent people, because you're just living your life, celebrating life, and something always takes place. And it's been there numerous times in history. Whenever Israel are escalating, a Jewish community is targeted. And I don't think that the 2 things are just coincidence. I think they do this. And we'll see what Netanyahu is going to do now that this has taken place, and how he's going to now legitimize killing people in Gaza. He definitely will use this for his own gain.
I mean, I hear that. I also want to leave room for, there are people that also jump on what's going on to stoke more racism with outside of political manipulation. Sometimes it is literally those people who are right wing or want to stoke the division. Like, anytime there's something going on, they can just use that to like further enhance it even more, and just under the guise of whatever their intentions are, just to bring down a community. And it is, I think someone said earlier in the chat that there's not a lot of, because of all the atrocities Israel is committing, the nuanced conversation about Jewish communities that are being targeted, especially the Jewish communities who aren't Zionists, who disagree with what's going on in Gaza. There's not a lot of conversation about general anti-Semitism in a way that gives room for coverage, because there's so much support for Israel in the grand scheme of things. So
this is the problem, though. But the problem is, when you have people like Netanyahu doing the things that he's doing, he's putting innocent Jewish people at risk.
Exactly.
That is the problem.
Exactly. It's
They were saying that the firearms, there is a lot of witness account because obviously it's a beach day.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of families that were out on the beach. Bondi Beach is one of the
I've been
prominent.
there. Bondi Beach is like, it's, you get people from all over the world going there. It's a lovely beach. It's like a really lovely community around there. So it will be packed. It will be absolutely packed.
Jam-packed. There's a lot of footage as well from all angles. There's hotels around. So there's people that happen to be like, what's all of that noise? And the shooting seems to take place for like 10 minutes consistently. So you would just run to your window, like, what the hell is going on? So there is so much footage. I also would be like, where are those firearms coming in from? They seem to be quite high spec and high tech, and they had a lot of them as well. It's all of these things. I would want some journalists to really look at what is going on and how this is affecting the normal person and how politically who it benefits.
Yeah.
We really need somebody to do that investigation because there's too many instances of this happening over the last 70 years. And most definitely, if I was a Jewish person, I would be like, I need this to be exposed because this is my life. I may not even have any affiliations to Israel in any way, shape, or form, but this is endangering me. And if this was black folk and there was some other country that was putting all of us in danger, I would want it to be investigated properly. Actually, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't think there's not much more information needs to come out. There's not much that I disagree with there at all. It's absolutely that. Let's investigate it properly. Because even though I'm saying those groups that take advantage of it, the groups are allowed to flourish and exist as well because it benefits the government's agenda. So there's all of that.
They're funded. They're often funded.
And it is that, where did you get the weapons? Where did you get them high power rifles from and all that type of stuff?
How has that? And Australia is supposed to be really strong on gun laws as well. Like they don't have too many mass shootings in their history as well. So that's interesting to look at what is going on. I know people are speculating that this is like some kind of Islamic extremist group or whatever, but I would prefer a real investigation go on, like, because it's easy to just jump on extremists in that way. But to me, they look like they are white men. So it's like, let's have a real good investigation into this properly.
Yeah, we need to know the idea. Well, yeah, it matters. It's annoying that it matters, but it matters to know who, where. We'll never get the truth because even if they tell us it's ABC, you can never 100% know unless those people talk and really talk. You never know. We'll never get the truth. I hate that we're living in a simulation. Actually, this ties into another story. Oh, do you want to get some comments? Any comments, or should I move on?
Okay. African Man says the biggest anti-Semites are the white nationalists, but they hate Muslims, so they'll side with Jews. Miraculous says this is the sole choices of idiots who want to use what is going on in the world to justify hurting people who are not linked to anger that they are facing. Will Smith says maybe chill on the speculation for now. Alt-right are not known to be friends of the Jewish community either. Who knows who it is? Who knows? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it's early to say.
Okay.
We do know
Stephen
died, and it's a tragedy.
Stephen says, nah, they're good at a track record of false flagging and fuck out every retaliation action. Let's see. This is the thing, you know, when things happen, the escalation seems to ramp up. And that only seems to benefit one side of the coin. So, yeah, keeping an eye on this one, because it feels like I did say it won't be too long before we're getting something happening. And it was only a few weeks later.
Alrighty. So this actually ties in when we're talking about kind of conspiracy and stuff that's happening. Before we get into another story, Candace Owens, she's claiming that the US military was involved in Charlie Kirk's killing, and she's ramping up her statement. So she's escalated her claims around the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, alleging without evidence by the way, but that's what she's saying, that the US military was involved, citing an anonymous tip from a service member and framing it as a final piece of a wider conspiracy. So she's saying that she thinks it was an inside job within Turning Point, internal dynamics at Turning Point. She's implied that people close to Charlie Kirk and linked to Turning Point USA have more knowledge about his death. Though, again, as it says, she hasn't provided any evidence. I've got two videos to kind of get into. One sec.
I would just say I have been following her nightly because I find this so fascinating that a married woman is going hell for leather and losing everything for somebody who is supposed to be her brethren. And I find it so interesting. I have been watching. She hasn't actually accused Turning Point of anything other than not sharing things that would remove them from being a part of it. She has said American service people and also French and Egyptian as well. She is saying this is a multinational collusion to take down Charlie Kirk. I shouldn't even laugh, but yeah.
So do you think she's got it wrong?
No, I think she's onto something. I definitely thoroughly believe that the young boy that they have that was having a relationship with a transgender person, he absolutely is not the shooter. Like, the weapon doesn't hold up weight, and there's way more people before Candice even started her series were saying you can't be shot the way he was from how far away that guy was with that type of a rifle. They were like, that it's impossible. So I do believe there is that. It's more, it's all of the bits. I even believe her. There's a lot of evidence that she provides in her lives. It is like, this is compelling. I mean, it needs to be investigated. But I just can't get over. I hate that it's a black woman doing this. I just hate it. I hate the optics. And it makes me question, why do black people seem to be able to ride so hard for a white person? I swear, if this was Kanye that died in this way, this woman ain't doing the same shit.
She actually wouldn't. She wouldn't. You know that way. Anyway.
That's her man.
Let's pray.
Okay, I will be very honest. I am in a bit of a mood today. I am just annoyed with everybody. I'm annoyed with this entire psychological operation that is so obvious. And I just feel like we keep going round and round in a circle with the government. You know, whether it's COVID, the Ukraine war, it's like the entire media apparatus and establishment is joining hands to condemn people for having common sense. So I'll ask you a question to begin this. Do you feel, show of hands, okay, that the answer regarding who killed Charlie Kirk and what happened on September 10th is quote unquote very clear? Objectively. Like, even if you are somebody who is on the side of those who do believe that Tyler Robinson pulled the trigger one way or another, would you ever describe what happened as quote unquote very clear? I'm guessing your answer to that would be no. I am asking you that because Erica Kirk believes it to be so. And I guess this is kind of the final stop. I'm hoping it's the final stop of this PR campaign where they are now pivoting and bringing Erica out to signal to the public that we can't question her judgment, right? Because she's a widow, we can't question her judgment. And I want to say that I reject that. I reject emotional manipulation. I want to give people at home the permission to avoid a trap of thinking that you have to arrive at the same conclusions as Erica Kirk, especially when the story that we have been presented thus far makes little sense, if any sense. It makes, I think, virtually no sense. To that end, later on in the show, we will discuss Tyler Robinson, who has now made his first in-person appearance in court. And I guess the good news there is that we know he exists. Welcome back to Candace.
I mean, that was her intro to what she gets into. There's more. It's a longer show, but then with everything that she says, there's a rebuttal from Erica Kirk.
I find it interesting that she is so against Erica Kirk.
Let's go.
Whose man is it?
Right.
She's really against her, isn't it?
Hall with CBS News editor-in-chief Bari Weiss.
Owens has continued to question the official narrative surrounding the assassination of Charlie Kirk, suggesting that the alleged shooter, Tyler Robinson, didn't act alone. And Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, said she has had enough of that.
What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop. Oh, look at his face. I know.
That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
Some people online pointed out that Candace Owens had previously suggested she would stop discussing her theories about the assassination if Erica Kirk asked her to. But here's what she said in the most recent episode of her podcast.
So Erica would like me to stop lying, and I would like to honor that, okay? I can only honor that if Erica is more explicit in terms of what I have lied about. What did I lie about?
Owens continues to anger some on the right with her comments as they argue she's hurting the conservative movement that Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA helped build. Fox News host, or former Fox News host, I believe, Meghan McCain, says what Candace Owens is putting Erica Kirk and the people at Turning Point through is nothing short of demonic. And conservative podcaster Tim Pool says Candace was telling people she hated Charlie Kirk a few months before he was murdered. It's all an act. She hated Charlie and now wants to destroy his legacy.
In the same interview, Erica Kirk also responded to people justifying the death of her husband. Let's take a listen.
You're sick. He's a human being. You think he deserved that? Tell that to my 3-year-old daughter. You want to watch in high res the video of my husband being murdered and laugh and say he deserves it? There's something very sick in your soul.
All right, Candace.
I mean, is that not acting?
Even the host, you see the host there? Even she was like, all right. Even she was like that.
Let me see what she goes on to say before we go.
So
Yes.
where shall we start?
Well,
they look like, what the fuck is going on?
Exactly.
That was that's a performance. If anybody wants to watch it, because again, I am truly fascinated by the end of the right and what is going on, just them imploding on themselves, and Candace Owens saying a lot of things that as Black folk we have always known and always said, and her saying it now like you can't trust anybody in government, like she wasn't licking Donald Trump's ass and his balls not too long ago. But exactly, it always happens, isn't it? Whenever they manage to get a Black journal to be here talking about, there's no such thing as racism and eventually all of them become unstuck when they start to feel the wrath of the racism. And it's just funny that she's going through this. And I don't even think that she's wrong in thinking that there was something political in the murder of her brethren or lover or whoever he was to her. Definitely. that has happened. It doesn't make sense. Because you can't ride this hard. I've been watching her, I swear it's over a month. She has, it's been time. I watch her and it's like, it's fascinating. I truly come away like, yeah, you said some points for real. That is interesting. Maybe he was onto something. Who knows? I don't know. And then I go back to, you have a whole husband and you're losing deals every single day and he's okay with this? I find that even more fascinating.
Meanwhile, the next man's wife is out here doing the most, hugging up JD Vance. It's funny how she's gone on this program in black, grieving, crying. And I'm not saying that she doesn't miss her husband, but it's very different to images that we've seen of her in other places.
Yes. And you know, Candice on that actual episode also talks about she had somebody in the audience or production team give her tips on what was taking place. And they actually gave Erica loads of different questions that she responded to that didn't make the final cut. She was giving alternative answers just in case they wanted to shape another narrative. That is a performance. And she had the questions before going on the show so she could practice what she was going to say. She had a whole production insider saying literally, this is going to be a performance. It may go against you. They did that. And there was one where she doesn't mention you at all. She answered that way. So, you're like, this is fictitious. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously he's a man, he's a racist. So however you go is how you go to me anyway. It's like Charlie Kirk, I don't have any vested interest in his legacy in any way. I'm just more interested in the fallout of the right wing, that this is all imploded. And it's kind of fascinating to watch.
It is fascinating to watch how they, how they're responding to his death, murder. It is very fascinating to watch. And I do think that people, I'm not saying he deserved it, and we've spoken about this before, but he did say that these things have to happen in order for people to have their right to carry weapons. He said it.
Those were his words. And also, according to Candice, he foretold that he was going to die young. And apparently, the day before, he texted his team saying, I think they're going to kill me tomorrow. So who are they? The team didn't put this out. So, if she's saying and they haven't said that is untrue. They haven't said she's lying about that as well. So it's like, oh, this is interesting. Why would they have murdered Charlie Kirk? How powerful was he? I don't know, because I'm not American. But maybe he truly was that powerful that you had to remove him, and you needed the Egyptians, the French, and the American military to get rid of him.
I think he was powerful in a sense. I think when he started to be that uncontrollable far right person, that actually, because if you are truly far right and Christian nationalist, there are going to be things that they're trying to do that just go against what you're talking about. So when he's openly saying, why are you not doing this, that, and the other, and he's got that powerful movement of the youth, not that we knew that it would be taken out, but that's absolutely a scary thing to those who are in control. They do not want people they want people like Shepherd, they want the sheep. So it's interesting. I think he was that powerful.
I mean, maybe. But then, this is going to be, it's being live streamed.
Yeah.
It's very, I don't know. Even that in itself is really weird. So if he was taken out by a government, okay, cool. But you knew it was going to be live streamed. You knew people were filming it. You knew it was going to be shared everywhere. Like, what was you trying to send out into the world? One layer of it. And then you've got Erica out here doing the widow tour. And as Candice says, since his death, they have made over 100 million. Over 100 million. Apparently, Turning Point has never even had that come into the organization before. So again, it's like raw tick. But we got this black woman riding.
She's, I don't know. I'm annoyed that she's so articulate, so compelling. She's not diamond and bloody silk. Rest in one of them passed, so rest in peace to that one. But at the end of the day, she's not them. She's articulate, she's compelling, she doesn't waver, she doesn't falter in her delivery. And it's just like, you could be doing so much good in the world. And maybe she is.
In her mind, this is the good. I don't know. I always find it really, I don't understand how a black person ever can really have conviction in a government. I don't understand how you get there, but especially when we have historical fact of people who word up that, a little while later, they realize the truth. And Candice is on her awakening to the truth of it all. I don't know. I mean, also she uncovered that there was a plot to kill her as well. And it's like, oh, okay.
I mean, sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
And she keeps on saying, I'm not suicidal. I've given people evidence packs. So if you do kill me, all of the things that I know is still going to be released. But what it usually is, it's usually like a car accident or something, or a plane accident. I mean, within the next 10 years, if she does go, we know, like Virginia Giuffre, we know, innit? If you do go after you said, they're basically trying to kill me, however they paint that you tried to kill yourself, it's like, we know that somebody got you. But do we actually care is my question.
Well, oh God, that's a hard one. I in general, no, I wouldn't want her to be dead. I wouldn't want her to be murdered for speaking the truth. Let me put it like that. Or I don't want anyone to die. I'm a hippie, so I don't want him to be even the worst person. Find your end, do you know what? Find your end how you're supposed to find your end, in a just and rightful way. If you deserve to meet your end, however you meet your end, then meet that end, innit? But if you don't deserve to meet your end because you're trying to enlighten people righteously, then yeah, that's a problem. That has to be my answer, man.
That was so. If you deserve to meet your end, then meet your end. If you don't deserve to meet your end, then you should meet your end and meet your end.
No, if you don't deserve to meet your end, then you shouldn't meet your
But
end.
everyone's going to meet their end, isn't it?
No, I know, but there's a deserve to meet their end. And because I think that if you're spewing hate and nastiness, however I would never advocate for someone to die. That's
no, I get that part. I think that was it. Yeah,
that's the part. So I can't advocate for someone to die. That's going to where I start. I'm not.
Yeah, that's it. I don't think any of us advocate for anyone to die.
No, but some people stand on their foot. Yeah, like
I said us.
I don't know.
I said us.
No, I believe. Yeah, no. Yeah, you meet your end when you meet your end. Yeah, I agree with that. I wouldn't be
that's
like.
It.
Oh, no, sometimes I do. I think I'm in some instances, I do think you don't deserve to still roam the earth anymore. I do. So what is that? Is that corporal punishment? Yes. In some instances, I do believe that you do need to be killed. That your rights to life need to end. You need to go to wherever it is the next
step. Then that's why I mean, like, everyone's going to meet their end, isn't it? Because if you are a serial killer, how you meet your end should be justified. You should be tried in a court of law, and you should be tried, and then you meet your end. See what I mean? So it's not like I'm advocating for people to die, but I think there needs to be some sort of law around it.
Yeah. I mean,
and then you meet your end.
I do think if you are influential and you push an agenda to take away Black people's human rights, I do think you should meet your end. I do, actually. I feel that influential racists actually you have no right to life, because you are trying to make my life unbearable and harder, and my rights to be able to live in this land and flourish harder for me. I do think that you should meet your end.
I love that. Will Smith saying, "Please don't."
See, I believe in karma as well. I really do.
Karma, yeah, me too. I think, because do you know what it is? It's annoying that we can't have, like, who was it? David Lammy talking about removing juries from lower ranking crimes. I don't think that's fair. But I wish there was a way. I wish we were a bit more in touch with the spiritual world, where we could where we actually know divine intervention. Like, actually, this person, you laid it out. You need to go. It's just, I think humans were not trustworthy, and there's too much nuances. But I believe in karma. Get what you get coming to, and I think karma takes too long. Sometimes I think that
sometimes it's swift and fast, and
swift and fast. It can be swift and fast, and you deserve it. Get it. But sometimes karma takes way too long. So when people say karma, I don't like that. When people say karma's going to get you, sometimes that person's around and living life and enjoying for way too long.
What happens in the afterlife?
Exactly. That's what I was just about to say. I'm like,
that's a lot longer.
Yeah, there's that too. But then for us on earth that need that kind of instant gratification like that, some justice has been done. That can also be painful.
Yeah.
You just don't see karma being delivered in the right way.
Cher has a quick question for us. She says, "Is this enough to welcome Candice into Auntie Kingdom?"
No.
Who's Auntie? What is it? What?
Yeah, into our Auntie Kingdom. Is this
no? You know what it is? I don't have as much hate for her as I used to, because I've watched her and listened to her a bit more now since she's been kicked out of her club. But equally, I don't forget the things that she said, and I'm not buying all of her, the way that she's ingratiated herself amongst the community. I'm not buying it, because she was ride or dying on that dick.
Yeah. Well, and your best friend was Charlie Kirk. How is that your best friend? How do you have a best friend like that and be Black? Crazy.
That's the stuff that he says. Or said.
That can't be your best friend. How? That means either he was
a man, like,
and your man. Yeah,
exactly. Every night she is going live for a whole hour and a half, going through evidence that she has got to prove that there was an agenda against her man. That is not friendship, chick.
No.
Like, he had a lot of friends. You are riding like his wife. This is what she's doing, is what I would expect a wife to do when somebody killed her husband, is to be like, I'm not accepting what you're saying. She's riding like it was her child that got killed.
And Erica's not even doing that. Erica's accepting the fate, and which is why it's suspicious. You there as the side chick best friend is going hell for leather. It's okay.
Erica's suspicious as well in my eyes. She's suspicious. Even how they met and how that came about, it's also suspicious.
It was planted, really. When you see he was plucked out of obscurity at 17, 18, and somebody obviously saw this guy as a compelling speaker. We can put money into him. He can lead the youth. And as soon as he started to have his own thoughts, it seemed to be like, well, he's got to go. But his wife, blonde, blue eyes, you know, all of the things that they generally like to have their wives look like. She had it. She's worked for Trump, beauty pageants, expelled from Romania for some dodgy shit as well with children orphanages. His life was planted. He basically was Truman. We are watching the Truman Show, but Truman, obviously, he started doing signals with other people, and I think his other people was Candy Sowens, who is now like, I'm gonna ride for the truth. And I find this flipping hilarious.
It's bizarre. And no, you know what? She can't be another impossible. But do you know what?
Absolutely not. I would talk to her though.
I'd love to talk to her. I would love to talk to her. Because
Okay.
I want to see the truth. I want to see behind her eyes. Do you know what I mean? I want to be like, what's really going on? I want her to tell me the truth about what it is she's up to.
She would not.
Of course she would.
But I would like to. I would definitely sit down with her, and I would have a stupid smirk, that smirk that you always tell me to get rid of. I would have that smirk on my face while I was talking to her, because I just find it so funny. I just would want to ask her. I mean, she says on her show, I've never kissed him, but I need to ask it to Phil if she's telling the truth. There's no way you can go this hard for somebody that is a brethren. I love my friends. I'm not losing everything for them though. Like, this doesn't make any sense. I don't even think Russell would allow me to. Imagine some dude. I'm here losing everything for some dude.
Nana, imagine that he was a red pillar. He was a red pillar, and you're going crazy for a red pill. It's like, no, he's my best friend, and he's a red pill. He hates
He was assassinated, and I'm losing all of my stuff. Come on now. It doesn't even make any sense.
All right, let's move on to, we haven't had a chance for us to give our feedback on the whole 50 Cent's documentary for Sean Puffy Combs, The Reckoning. I don't even know. I mean, it's been a week or 2 weeks. There's been all the news, all the reports, all the opinions. I was going to play a little bit of what Mark Lamont said, Mark Lamont's commentary, and then get you lots of feedback on how you feel about the documentary a few weeks ago.
Guys, while AK is just lining that up, it would be lovely if you respect the Sunday service of everything, and that we are here giving you guys the news, and you decided to bless us with some things, please. That would be really great. You know, we accept the money that jingles, but we like the money that folds. Right? But bless us, please. You know what you need to do. You can just press the pound sign, send us something, or gift the other entourages the gift of membership as well. That would be great.
Dangerous story in hip hop right now is definitely the Diddy story. And that story just hit Netflix, and it's landing just like a lot of people thought, like a bomb. 50 Cent's 4-part documentary called Sean Combs, The Reckoning pulls back the curtain on one of music's biggest moguls at the exact moment that his empire is collapsing under accusations of abuse, exploitation, and criminal misconduct. Now, the series, which, by the way, is put together by lots of people, Diddy is the subject, 50 Cent is the EP, but there's lots of hands in this. The series traces how Sean Combs, or Diddy, or Puff Daddy, whatever you want to call him, went from the architect of the bad boy era to the center of a sprawling legal and moral crisis. Now, 50 spent more than a year with director Alexandra Stapleton gathering interviews, evidence, and never seen before video that Netflix says, to be clear, that it obtained legally. They say nobody was paid, and they also said that 50 Cent didn't control the narrative. The platform insists that this is not a hit job. This is not a hit job. This is a record. One of the most jarring sections, and this is the part that a lot of people don't expect on this, because they think it's all about the most recent accusations against Diddy. To me, the most jarring part is the section on the murder of Tupac and Biggie, Notorious B.I.G. As you know, these crimes reshaped the culture. They split hip hop into a civil war. I was coming of age at that time. Biggie, of course, was Diddy's star. He was the foundation of Bad Boy itself. And the director, Stapleton, says the documentary brings forward new intel that just hadn't been synthesized in one place before. I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, I heard this story before. I've heard the rumors before. I heard the innuendo before. You ain't heard it this way. It's a different story. You can agree with it or disagree with it, but it's definitely a different story. The documentary also shows former Danity Kane star Aubrey O'Day confronting an affidavit suggesting that she may have been assaulted at the Bad Boy studio. She says she has no memory of it, and hearing the details leaves her questioning what happened to her body and why she can't recall it. It's very scary. She reads the document aloud on camera, describing the woman who allegedly witnessed the assault and said O'Day appeared out of it and unclothed. O'Day also shares sexually explicit emails that she says came from Diddy when he was, in fact, her boss. She says she believes her firing was a retaliation for refusing sexual participation. Now, Diddy's representatives have responded to this, as you would expect. They reject the claims outright. They call the documentary biased, and they say that many of the participants in the documentary have motives or they have credibility issues. Now, of course, Netflix feels differently. They deny the claims, and they say the footage is licensed and no promises were made to anybody. Now, what's fascinating about this, for me, is that the series includes never seen before footage of Diddy discussing his legal troubles at a New York hotel just a few days before his 2024 arrest. That means he had cameras following him around in real time to the final days as a free man that he had. Of course, he was later charged with racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation for prostitution. We all know, or most of us know, he was acquitted of the major charges last summer, but he was convicted on 2 lesser counts and sentenced to 50 months. His team says the footage that we're seeing in this documentary was part of an unfinished project and was never authorized. They've already sent Netflix a cease and desist. But Netflix ain't budging. Lesser people may, but Netflix ain't budging. They're standing firm and saying that they have every legal right to air the footage. They say that the footage was obtained properly. I think I have a theory on how the footage got obtained, but we'll talk about that another time. 2 jurors from Diddy's sex trafficking trial speak out in the doc as well. Juror 75 says he was confused by Diddy's relationship with Cassie, who sued him for rape and abuse before settling. The juror says you can't have it both ways, adding he believes that the verdict delivered justice. Complicated. I think they're being too hard on Cassie, but we could talk about that another time as well, because we're going to do a whole special on this. But anyway, the documentary pushes viewers to confront how some of the biggest culture-shifting events in hip-hop transpired and what was behind those events, but also who was behind those events. Diddy is a staple in his culture. I don't think you have hip-hop culture without Diddy, at least not the way that it looked in the 90s and aughts. Obviously, hip-hop came before Diddy. Hip-hop will live after Diddy, but I'm saying the particular way that hip-hop showed up was a testament to Bad Boy. In the same way you don't have hip-hop without Run DMC. You don't have hip-hop without Russell Simmons. You don't have hip-hop without Jay-Z. You don't have hip-hop without Foxy Brown or MC Lyte or Queen Latifah. We can't erase Diddy from that story. We can't erase Suge Knight from that story. But it's troublesome to me that so many of these figures, whether it's African Bambaataa, whether it's Russell Simmons, whether it's Diddy, whether it's Suge Knight, that they've been also so deeply ensconced in the criminal legal system. What's going on? What is it about the culture of hip hop? What is it about the culture of the legal system? What is it about the culture of the state that leads to these kinds of outcomes? What is it about the culture of masculinity? What is it about the culture of masculine decadence or U.S. decadence and masculine? You know, there's so much stuff here that needs to be unpacked. This documentary does a really good job of unpacking a lot of the Diddy stuff, But I can't wait for the next conversation to be how we situate that in a broader context.
I mean, obviously, I love Mark. I love how he breaks things down, and that was actually a really good overview of most of the main points.
Before we get into it, let's just say thank you to our contributors because they listen to you, Nana. First of all, yay! Thank you. Let's go! 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 Strike is still trying to get to your surgery. Strike, this is not going to her surgery.
I know. Can you even see the bags today? I've been sleeping really bad at the moment. I'm just not sleeping properly.
Let's move on. Thank you, Body Gang. Thank you. Yes, by the way, see you watching, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Body Darling. And we have Waving Cat Designs. Now blessing you with some coin. Thank you so much.
And we receive the blessings through the screen as well.
Amen, amen. Blessings. All right, so yeah, as you were saying, sorry, you were saying about Mark's information.
Yeah, I liked how he went through everything. And somebody else in the chat just said about they tried to start it, but it was slow. And I found it slow as well at the beginning. But I did find it overall incredibly biased. I expected it to be biased, but I don't know. Where 50 Cent was just an executive producer and it was directed by somebody else, I thought maybe it would be less biased, but I thought
biased to where?
Biased to Diddy being all things evil in hip hop. And I was like, I just don't believe this shit. There was too many holes, and we've had too many docs, especially on Biggie's death and Tupac's death, where there's other players involved. If you don't mention those people, this is extremely biased, because we know that there's other people who may have been said to have been involved in it. So at least talk about them and maybe paint a picture that they had a relation to Diddy for it to be convincing. But I was like, we know he's an asshole, but come on now, he's just a serial killer out here. I was like, let's not do that. Like, I don't know. There was something about it that left me feeling like, although he's painted bad, it's so ridiculous because we have other evidence, other ways. It almost felt like propaganda. I'm just throwing it out there. It felt propaganda-ish to me that this will get people being like, nah, it's so undone. Actually, maybe Diddy only deserves 50 months. Like, it made me feel icky. I don't know. Didn't sit well with me.
I didn't get that. I kind of felt like there's been speculation about Diddy's involvement in Biggie and Tupac's death from the very early days. There's been speculation. Now, there's also speculation that the FBI were involved, and there's speculation about other people. But what I don't think is that he acted on his own. What I do think is that he's been protected in some sort of way for a long time, and that might be because he's an informant. Who knows? There's been a lot of things that he has got away with legally. If you watch the documentary, how many things is he involved in legally that he should have done time for? So many things, and he's not actually done any time. So it makes me wonder if he's an informant, if he has ties to different people who have got a lot of power. And what it really showed me, aside from the Biggie and Tupac thing, although that was quite an eye-opener to see like what his relationship was with both of those people, what it really showed me as well is that he is just an absolute nasty piece of work.
Yeah,
he's an absolute nasty piece of work. And some of the things that he did, it's just all about his own ego, and it's like how he built himself up from feeling like he was nothing. And then what did the guy say? He was a paper gangster, and then that got influenced into being a real gangster. That's what that's what the co-founder of Bad Boy said. The things that he did to the co-founder of Bad Boy, the guy that actually did all the work with him, that's disgusting. Like, he's a nasty piece of work. Like, and who was it? Was it I can't remember who it was. Was it Mark Curry that was basically saying that if you look at Diddy and you look at his artists, the only person that's ever got real money out of Bad Boy is Diddy. No one else has.
Yeah.
Before I give my points, Sister A1, thank you so much. She says Sean Combs has no soul. He sold it to the devil with those blood sacrifices he made of Biggie and Tupac. He is a real demon, jealous of others because he had no talent and wanted what they had. The documentary was very telling, and Will Smith gave us a super sticker. Thank you, Will Smith.
Thank you.
In terms of the abuse against women as well, it's very telling. I mean, we had a feeling that Cassie wasn't the first one. We kind of knew that, but to hear it, how far it goes back, it's just disgusting. That woman who was in the video and didn't really have anything to do with him, and then she found out that he's playing her video, and this is like in the early 90s. He's playing her video of, you know, her being knocked out, and it just goes to show he is a nasty piece of work.
I think that is true. So we've got a question on Insta that just came through, and she is asking, how did the footage from the lawyer, where he's talking to the lawyer, how did that actually get obtained?
Well, speculation is that the person, sorry, go on, Nakoya, you want to talk?
Go, answer, you had the answer.
Oh, I was just going to say the speculation is that the person who was filming the footage had been filming with Diddy for a long time, and Diddy basically didn't pay him. That is the speculation. So the footage was obtained that way. That's what I've heard that through various different sources.
I mean, from my neck, because I mean, at the end of the day, when you've got an entity like Netflix, as much as people can say this, that, and the other, they're going to have to do their due diligence. It's not like any rough kind of thing. It's not like a book stream. It's going for official channel, so they have to do their due. They know they're very open for suing. They have to have their shit sewn up. So it's.
I read he was being filmed. Let me just get it. So he was being filmed for 2 years with somebody. He's been filming him. That person wasn't able to film him in New York for 3 days, and there was another freelancer who filmed for 3 days, and those 3 days worth of footage is what Netflix has. So there is another person who has 2 years worth of Diddy footage, and Diddy was in the works of making something around his life at that moment in time since he got the award from BET. So there's something around that, and the Lover album, there is a videographer that has that. He is stating, I did not give Netflix that footage. But as the person who took the footage, you do have the copyrights. So if he was a freelancer and he didn't sign shit in those 3 days that he was filming,
for shit,
he can hand that over because he took the footage. There may be some wiggle room in, as a freelancer, this person who took you on was under this contract. They may do that, but I would think that Netflix would have taken all of that into consideration. But how this is like number one in it's like 40 something countries. If we got to give Diddy 10 mil for this, they would sew it up as we could do that though, because for how it's made, there are risks that you can take. Like we could get sued and we're going to pay it off. And then there's others where it's a bit like, no, we've done everything. But this is you would run with this if you got it, because it showed Diddy to be truly disgusting, having wars with his legal team, and also wanting a heinous PR person to rewrite the narrative on him. It's like, come on.
What was interesting as well is like you see him on the street with the people and he's all like, oh yeah, hug me, all this shit. And then he's in the car and he's like, I need sanitizer. It just shows you that it's like his persona is all fake. That because it was coming up towards his trial, or coming up towards like where he felt like he would be arrested, and he was trying, as you said, Nana, trying to change the narrative. He was really out in them streets.
That's the only part I was like, fair, if you're hugging all the people. It was a bit it was very contrived and horrible, but I thought of all the celebrities and people that do say like, hey, I'm teaching all the people. He was being disgusting, but I was like, yeah, hand sanitizer. I might say that. I might not say it like that. But in general terms, what this documentary did for me was just show that there's a network of people that enable nasty people. And as much as I'm disgusted with Diddy, I'm more disgusted, not even more disgusted, I'm equally or as disgusted as everybody who enables that shit. And this is not new behavior. It just happens to be that he's the one who's been exposed and revealed. And yes, we're getting this detailed thing that just enhances how bad he is. But who every single day, and I think that someone else was saying, like, all you people that are talking on camera now you're talking, and yes, there could be some abuse and manipulation, and of course there could be like you want to pay your bills, so you're scared. But at the end of the day, and age comes into it as well. Definitely when you're super young and you're caught up in it, I understand that. But the older you get, with more hindsight, more wisdom, there's a turning a blind eye to what's going on in front of your face, and it's about your moral compass and your integrity. You want, if everything went well for some of those that were talking, if you got your money when you got your money, if you got your visibility when you got your visibility, if you got whatever you asked for your album when your album was supposed to come out, if you got all the accolades and the riches, you wouldn't be talking. You'd be having his back and be part of the Diddy entourage, and you'd be one of the people that's quiet and not coming on camera because you're a part of it, you're implicit. And there's a lot of that going on in all of this. And
I think there's a lot of that going on, yeah.
From my perspective of Diddy, 50 making it, 50 making this or being a part of this, there is, as I think Nana alluded to, and I've had other conversations like, where is your back and forth? Where is your counter? Where is your 360? Because there's no mention of your girlfriend that went out with Diddy. There's no mention of, you're pulling out people, but there's certain people that you haven't spoken to. Even someone said, well, why was there no mention of Jay-Z and Diddy's relationship? And I don't know if that, the speculation will be that Diddy, imagine if you go for Jay-Z, Jay-Z will shut that shit down, so that it's not worth the hassle. There's that side of things. But there's also just general conversation, like mentioning the timeline and all the intricacies and all the relationships that Diddy was involved with, and how many people knew, how many people saw, how many people turned a blind eye. This is what, because I was actually frustrated that the documentary was so good and so insightful of the time of my peak time of, of my teenagehood, that this was such a time I was so embedded in, loved it. It is a historical timeline of all the people, and then it's just about the downfall of some disgusting black man. That's what I hate. That's what really upsets me, because like this could have been a brilliant documentary about the history of hip hop, and did it come up? But yet
it wasn't. It's not supposed to be about the history of hip hop.
I'm saying that I'm annoyed with the fact that it's about the downfall of a man, where it could have been actually a wonderful journey through the history of hip hop.
Okay.
That's what
you know what but we don't want it to be sugar coated, because even Mark Lamont's point, and I understand obviously you were so heavily influenced by hip hop as well, but what I truly appreciated is showing the exploitation of people and their artistry. That I wanted more into the depth of how that has been done, and the other players within that, because that followed Andre Harrell's business model. Basically, you get talented people and you pimp them. It's slavery again. You give them an advance, and that's the only money that they're going to see, and you're going to work.
And they didn't draw on that for long enough. They mentioned it. It was like a pass away comment that it came from. He learned that from Andre Harrell, and it's like it never got back again.
Let's dealing that, because how do you do that? You need lawyers that are complicit in that. You need assistants, you need A&Rs. There is a whole industry of people that are basically involved in a form of pimping out. And how do you keep them locked into that? Then you're going to have drug dealers on top of that as well, that will keep people in a state of inebriation so that they don't know where their money is. As Kirk kind of alluded to, but even Kirk, I'm like, Kirk, it weren't too long ago you were talking about like, I sold it, and he was kind of on Diddy's side. Maybe Diddy gave him a little bit of money a few years ago when he was doing interviews. Now you're turning like, I was used too. There are too many people that propped him up. You can't do this alone. Nobody is the devil alone. You have a team.
Yeah, he did.
That we needed to expose the team. KK, how is she not on trial? Like literally, she facilitated a whole load of issues,
a whole heap of things, and she stood there.
All of the LAPD, like there's so many factors. I was like, no, if you're gonna take a year to do this shit, do it and expose it all. But it just felt like, again, like the trial. It felt like I was watching the same thing. You're giving us peanuts when you know there's a whole pie that has hundreds of people involved in this. And if we're going to really have a reset and a reckoning, everybody needs to be exposed, because Diddy is just a cog in it. He's a small cog. Like, who was running him? How did he get so much money? How was he able to do this? That's lawyers.
This is exactly.
Let's get the donations.
Sorry.
Stephen,
I just wanted to talk about quickly before you do that. Can I just go on?
Stephen, thank you very much. Nana is right about it feeling off for certain characters being left out, but there's always deals made to get the really powerful evidence shown. And then Dance C2572 says Netflix got sued by the multiple family members of Jeffrey Dahmer movie series. Netflix has been sued before. Yeah.
Yep.
Go on, sorry.
I was just going to say, I've watched a few of the interviews with 50 and the director, and they have both said that there were lots of things that they had to leave out that didn't make the cut, and stuff like, for example, the fact that Diddy has a child with Tupac's ex-girlfriend. There's a whole bunch of things that they didn't have time to put in the cut. But I agree with you. It's almost like the first couple of episodes, you got a full history of things, and then the last couple of episodes were kind of like rushed, and they didn't really talk through some of the evidence that was presented. So I think it could have been a 10-part series, in all honesty, with everything that they know about him.
It's more. Dance comes back to say, don't see. I'll show you. I really saw Dance. It's a C. Don't see 2572 said, don't see Kim, Faith, Total 112, Mary J complaining. They've all had, well, not all of them, but some of them have had their issues with Diddy. But what? Sorry, I absolutely have to clarify. I wasn't
complained.
Yeah, exactly. I absolutely wasn't saying that this documentary shouldn't have done that. I was saying that it's a shame that with so much detail and what I was enjoying when I was looking at the history and remembering the time, that this documentary is about the downfall of a black man. It was not that. It shouldn't be. I just wanted to make that clear. I was watching out saying, man, this is so much interesting stuff, but yet we're getting all of this tied into a documentary about the downfall of a man.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm saying that basically the culture that has shaped you is thoroughly flawed.
Exactly.
That's more of my thing. Of actually, if you truly tell the history of hip hop,
it's a problem.
It's another practice of pimpism and slavery. And it's what has brought us up. And so that's really that is a bigger discussion. He's just a player in this. One facet of it.
He's just a player who
of Jay-Z. He's got the same practices.
Yeah.
Generally, it's the same. It's what we've spoken about in various shades, and it is exactly what Mark said at the end. The male masculinity, why that our culture is so embedded in crime and criminality and all the nasty that comes with the drug industry, all of that. Because I think I was talking to people at dinner the other day, and they were like, no. I was like, yeah, but it's not. They were like, oh my gosh, and he grew up around crime. I'm like, but this. The way they were saying was like they were so surprised to me. Yeah, but if you come from working class or proximity, these elements are not surprising that they're all around it. So, but it's just looking at how, even from the top down, from the industry, media moguls who are white men who control the industry, who don't do. We talk about people that come from poverty, that get fast money, who haven't healed from their wounds or whatever they've experienced, getting thrown into the limelight and getting encouraged to stay on drugs, encouraged to boost their criminal activity, and then because it makes people money, all of that, everyone's been manipulated and puppetized, and then we're holding on to that as our culture and all that type of stuff. There's so much to explore.
What was interesting is that they said that Diddy didn't do drugs until he had that accident.
Yeah.
That he didn't
that's
do it
another thing to look into.
And that is a story that gets told quite a bit, that people don't do it, and then once they are introduced to it, it kind of that breaks the seal, and then because it's accessible to them, they do it in excess.
That's another thing to look into, the whole drugs complex, the drugs industry. How many stars are hooked on drugs just through simple sleeping aids or painkillers, and then all of a sudden they were addicted to harder drugs and kept on them.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing in terms of Diddy himself and his activities and what he's been known to do to women and to people is that it wasn't something that happened in the 2000s. It was a practice that he did from the very, very beginning, filming women, drugging women, doing all that disgusting stuff to them. That was something that he did from very early on.
Yeah, and Clive Davis is another person to look into. That when that documentary about Clive Davis comes out, I'll be ready. And I don't even know how truthful it will be. But I'd like to know about Clive Davis because Andre Harrell came from Clive Davis's camp.
Well, there's a whole set of them. We said this before. It's like they've all been taught, haven't they? If you look at it, they've all been taught by someone.
Yeah. Is Nana frozen?
No, sorry. I'm sending you guys a message. So
Jesus.
Just look at your WhatsApp in a second.
I'm intrigued.
Still.
What the hell?
I'm not frozen.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Hannah Archive is saying, guys, educate me, enlighten me. Hang on. Let me see what other people have been saying. Make sure to create positive videos about the culture as well. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of that out there as well. Cassie saying Clive Davis played a pivotal role in the rise of Sean Diddy Combs, also known as Puff Daddy, but most notably by providing the funding that enabled Diddy to launch his highly successful Bad Boys record. There's another person whose name escapes me who also invested heavily in Bad Boys as well. All of these people that are investors, and they seem to like get away with it, but there's dodgy business practices at the foundation of it. We need all of that to be shown. Like there shouldn't be people that just get $1 million deal, but you made your label 30 million and you never saw anything else again. Like that's actually out of order.
It is. I think, yeah, the wider, there's more lanes to be pulled out. I'm less on the 50 train as well. There's something
that's complicated as well, isn't it? And like how much stuff has he done? Like 50 was with Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre's got a hella shit, a lot of things behind him. So it's kind of like
that's true.
But that's the thing, is like, are you for the victims or are you for a petty dance? You're not. Where's the documentary about women in hip hop who've been victimized? Where's your? I know obviously you've just started. You're getting into your TV bag. So, but are we going to get further kind of exposés and documentaries into the culture of hip hop? Into the where's the victims? Are you thinking about them? I'd
like to hope so, because what he did say in those interviews as well is the reason why he did this documentary is because he doesn't want it to seem like this behavior is acceptable in hip hop. So let's see if he's a man of his word, or if that was just what he says to, for the Diddy documentary.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
And what he did say is as well, is that the beef that people think that he has with Diddy isn't as big as they think it is, because he's put his sons in his TV programs, which is true. That he what he said is that he didn't like when Diddy was basically putting it on him.
Yeah, basically. Hold on. Sisterina said, remember for 8 months, the pharmaceutical scene in the US is wild. Look at the videos of people coming out of anesthesia at the dentist. How strong are those drugs? That's a whole nother industry. And everything works in cycle. The record label owners, drug dealers, and the drug dealers are legal. Drug dealers that are legal, like registered, and get over the counter drugs, to the actual ones on the street pharmacists. How many of our biggest stars have died of overdoses? White or black? Do you know what I mean? And then you come out and see that the family kept them on drugs, or there are people them around them kept them on drugs, make them do their bidding. There's so much going on. So much.
I think there is, the pharmaceutical company are the biggest drug dealers in the world, because people seem to think that legal drugs are better. They're not. We've seen the documentaries about the Purdue family and how they basically started the opioid flipping war. Yeah. Because of the stuff that they did, and they knew that it was dangerous, and they didn't give a shit because they were making billions. So
it's all the same things, like going round and round. Slicer Dizzle says also, let's talk about how Diddy's own mum pretty much groomed him, and she set all in motion. I mean, he didn't have the strongest foundation. I wouldn't say that she created all of this, but again, she was enamored by crime and that type of styling and everything else. But it's not just, it doesn't come from just one person. His mum couldn't do shit. She can just lay a foundation of moral bankruptcy for him to be susceptible. But remember, early on, they're all saying like Diddy didn't drink and he was against drugs.
Yeah.
Well, you know it, and Diddy drinking all the time and he's on drugs all the time as well. Who I would prefer people really look into the handlers of this situation. Diddy's just a vessel. KK enabled him. How did she become the assistant of all assistants to be running all of the shit? It's there's too many people that come along, and then again also what's her name, Lou Taylor as well, and her company that now also looks after Cardi B. Let's look at these companies. They become business managers that are pimping people out. Why is Cardi, she's had 2 kids within in a year basically, is doing a tour? What moral person, what human being is going to be like a mother, a newly mother should be doing this, should be working out every day to go on tour with 2 babies? You can't be okay in your head to be like, this is good business sense.
In regards to Janice, I think also there's, as you said, there's only so much blame you can put on, and I'm not excusing her because she could just be a very bad mother. She could be a bad mother, but she was, again, a pimp's girlfriend or a gangster's girlfriend, and she continued the lifestyle. Those parties that she had at home, those gangster parties, that's what she knew, that's what she saw, and that's what her son grew up around. That's not a great thing. I don't advocate it, but that's her world. There's choices that people can make. Diddy can choose to go there, and it seems like he was a nerd that wasn't getting no play and was trying to live up to the memory or the legacy of his dad. And maybe his mum overdid the legacy of his dad. You got to be a bad man. You got to be a gangster to survive. And again, it's that kind of single.
The stories of abuse the way that she dealt with him too,
and a single mother kind of narrative where you just want your son to be strong and tough, so you're not going to raise no pussies, all that type of stuff. That kind of stuff happens. Is that it's not to excuse her behavior, and then she's along for the ride. I don't know how complicit she's been along her. Well, she has been. Everything he's done, she hasn't spoken out. I don't know if she said, son, stop this, or I need my son to stop doing this. I don't know if she ever tried to stop it. But I'm, again, Janice is that, Diddy is that, the whole system is bigger. There's someone in the chat, I'm trying to ignore some of the stupid diaspora rules that are trying to kick off out in here. But what's thingy saying that, go Jay, whatever is saying that we don't understand. The only people who are surprised about this industry or what's happened with Diddy are people outside of America. No one is surprised. We all know the music industry at large does this. It happens in the UK. It happens
Why are people so stupid? You think that there's only one the industry is actually worldwide. The same companies operate in America, operate in the UK, operate in France. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. No one's shocked.
We're not in a hut over here. Like, it's literally a fully fledged country.
No one's shocked. No one's shocked. No one is shocked about what's happening. At the end of the day, it is what it is. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, because there's apparently someone saying that there's going to be a part 2. I only want part 2 if it's going to do like something, like it is exposing the industry for what it is, and at that point, everyone's complicit. Be real about it.
Part 2 should be, because they said they were trying to get Diddy to speak. Part 2 should be, and he's not going to do it, but it should be Diddy speaking and exposing everything.
Then he ain't, Diddy's going to be in a plane crash soon. Like, if he starts telling the real players in this how he even managed to get to $1 billion, like if he really went into it, that would be joke. That he ain't going to be around for much longer. Clive Davis is basically going to expose, like Jimmy Savile, when he dies. When he dies, then we're going to hear all of the shit that he did.
Yeah.
It's annoying. I want to.
You look at Clive Davis, you look at Whitney, and who fed Whitney, and
all of that.
It's not to say he gave her first line, because he clearly didn't. That was her brother, but who continued and.
Hands are
I don't know. When they push them out there, go on, get on stage. That shit's been going on for years, hasn't it?
What are we doing based on your messaging?
I've sent details through. If the person wants to come on, all they got to do is click links.
Oh, okay. Just Hans Archive. I don't know where we're talking about slavery at this point. And your knowledge is basic, so please, I beg. So I want to move on.
Wait, what? I missed that.
Hans Archive is talking about Arabs and slavery and black selling. So it was all weird.
Oh, boo.
I'm not even talking about slavery at this moment in time in that sense of the word. Like,
who enslaved blacks and sold them to Westerners as slaves? I mean, whatever, man.
Here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go.
Here we go. All right. Let's not get into any kind of wars. There's lots of things that.
No, it's Sunday.
Exactly, Sunday, honor the day, and give us donations. That's what you
And
should
if
do.
you've got questions that you want answered, pay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Send donations. Donations.
All right, so moving on to something totally different. Adult content creator Bonnie Blue has now decided to endorse Reform UK amid her Bali deportation case. So British adult content creator Bonnie Blue has publicly backed Nigel Farage's Reform UK while facing possible deportation from Indonesia following her arrest over a controversial sex stunt in Bali. God damn it. Bali. So this is what is happening, and then I'll get into her deportation scandal, what she was doing in Bali.
Reform leader Nigel Farage has won over another blue. After gaining several former Conservatives, Reform UK's latest big-name supporter is Bonnie Blue. The adult performer, who was reportedly recently arrested in Bali, wrote in The Spectator that the UK is too accommodating to migrants. She's previously said she'd sleep with anyone, except illegal migrants. A Reform UK source said the party is fighting for every vote. Reform leader Nigel Farage.
That's her trying to, I don't know what her problem is, but this is overall what's happened, because she went to Bali and basically tried to do one of her little sexcapades, and they were like, absolutely not.
The porn star famous for betting 1,000 men in one day faces 15 years jail after being arrested in Bali. She arrived on the Indonesian island at the start of schoolies and made no attempt to hide her intentions.
Those that go into schoolies and to those that are barely legal, cannot wait to meet you. And I'm in Bali, so you know exactly what that means.
She has since been arrested along with 17 men while allegedly filming content. Now, as you can see, the men, 15 of whom were Australian, weren't too keen to show their faces. I can't imagine why. It's being reported that Bonnie Blue may be prosecuted for allegedly breaching Indonesia's morality laws. And if found guilty, she faces a fine of more than $500,000 and a prison sentence long enough to make her rethink her career choices. Then again, maybe not.
So if I had my way, I would criminalize most of what you do, and you wouldn't have all this money, right? So obviously on a personal level,
gangbangs in prison.
Bonnie Blue was banned from Australia last year after inviting barely of age school leavers to have sex with her so she could post the footage online for money. Indonesia, none impressed Freya, and why would they be?
Well, I think
so. There's that, and there's one more piece to show. Early thoughts on Bonnie Blue's behaviour before I play the last video of her talking. Can you not hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, but I don't. You know.
We don't have any words for her.
A Waving Cat Design says, imagine if you saw your brother, hubby, or boyfriend on screen with her, or your son. Oh my. Okay, yeah, go on. Oh, you're lining something up? Okay. No, Bonnie, you know what? When I saw this, I actually thought it was her publicity stunt, because she did that. She was being arrested in the UK not too long ago. So I thought this wasn't truly real. Unless she's convicted with something, I still feel like this could be a publicity stunt. I just don't believe it.
Oh, these road rules with passengers in the back of a ute labelled the bang bus. Bonnie?
Yeah.
The bang bus in Bali. Do you regret it?
Definitely not. No.
You're banned for 10 years now from Bali.
Come on, this is publicity.
Lie. I'm not. It's not 10 years.
What is it?
It's only 6 months. It is 6 months I'm banned for. And this is my letter
The 26-year-old arrested last week on suspicion of breaking Indonesia's strict anti-pornography laws, but was later cleared. 14 faceless Australian men caught up in the schoolies.
There's a few hours I was concerned, but aside from that, I know how to click a delete button, so I wasn't worried.
What were you doing when you were arrested?
I was filming a YouTube video.
And those 14 Aussies who were arrested, what were they doing with you?
Having fun, just like most people.
Bali, Fiji, Australia, the list of places you're now banned is growing. Are you going to give up on schoolies?
Definitely not. I will be doing schoolies 2026 for sure.
The adult content creator says for the first 30 hours in custody, she was held in a police station cell in Bali. But once she was released to immigration authorities, she claimed she was allowed to stay in 5-star hotels and sunbake during the day. She says she's not scared to end up in a Bali prison cell and plans to return to the holiday island for schoolies next year.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
all marketing. This is her absolute spiel. It's just all marketing. But thank you.
After being charged with starting diaspora in the chat, I barely myself out of UK jail. Here's $19. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Okay.
All right, you redeemed yourself.
You're on a warning. You're on a warning.
If you do it again, though, you got to send us $50. Okay?
Yeah.
We weren't surprised. We know what I've gone. Yeah, I was more discussing two things because she's using, obviously, the irony that you're in another country doing shenanigans and you're going to talk about immigrants, talking about you won't bang immigrants, but you'll do it. It's all fucking annoying.
That's
and on
what
top
I was
of
going to say.
And on top of that, you're talking about barely left schoolers. Like, why is she not?
I know.
This. I just want to highlight the disgustingness of it. And if it was a guy, as we always like, that this wouldn't be going on like this. She's disgusting. And it's not about sex shaming. At this point, she's actually been disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, she is. If you watch her doc, which I don't advise anybody to watch anyway, but when you watch it, you really do see that she is just all about marketing, and the sex is kind of like the side part of what she does. So when she does the whole like 1,000 people bang me, they are few and far between. Most of the time, she is just doing videos, lots of them of herself, just chatting shit, talking dirty, and marketing campaigns where she's setting up a sex escapade. So she may actually only be run through like 4 times a year. As OnlyFans girls go, and this is the thing, because she's so good at marketing, there are loads of people that are following her model. So you only bring things a few times a year and you get notorious. But obviously the first one to do it is always the one that makes, it's like a pyramid scheme. Yeah. So she's now also set up another side hustle where she's teaching other women to do her hustle. It's just morally bankrupt. It's like the woman is a fiend, and she has her parents involved in this. Like they're like, you know, if she wanted to do anything else, we would support her. It is just heinous. She's a weird one.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It is one to watch, not to watch her content, but keep an eye on what they're doing, because the whole world is going to shit, as we keep saying. So what is this now? And also there's that thin line between grooming and then sex rings and all of that stuff. Yeah. Oh, Hands Archive, aren't you tired, you fucking dickhead? Move.
What is he now saying now?
Nice, I've banned him. Oh no,
like go back to Africa. You know, the whole thing is though, is just pay us in it.
Hold on.
Pay us what you owe us. Like, if you pay me to go, I'll go, you know.
I've lost the comments.
Your screen's gone like this too. We got a close-up of you now.
Yeah, what happened? It's like your webcam just zoomed in.
Yeah.
I wanted to show us all of you. Yvonne says, remember the bad mum that went and dragged her son out of the first session? Yeah, exactly. Most definitely.
Someone
MSK.
off in the comments, mate.
Yeah, it is. Aunties make find a way to save the chat too. When saving this live, I've got to go, unfortunately, but the chat always gives me jokes. You know what? Sorry. Thank you for saying that. somebody else has said this, just
No.
in case the chat doesn't go, and I keep on forgetting to put it up on the screen. So even when you're watching, you can still see the chat go.
Oh, okay. That was my mum calling. My mum was calling me.
Somebody said, "Is your webcam being hacked?"
Because I had WhatsApp thingy on my laptop, so it just interrupted. I didn't know it was going to do that. All right, yeah. I mean, I'm concerned about her, what she's doing, and the fact that she's targeting school leavers and just giving it a title. That's fucking wild.
Barely legals. It's gross.
Yeah,
that's awful. That
all
is
types of disgusting.
awful. And the way and just seeing the way that it might not be dealt with in the same, because it's boys and young men rather than girls. So that's easily overlooked as, oh, it's just young lads getting into it. But boys get trafficked too. Let's not play games. Yeah, I'm in it.
Somebody on Insta is asking about the Michigan coach in the US. I don't know anything about that.
Oh, I think I had that on the talk for a while. That killed himself because he was accused of messing with kids. I think if it's that person.
Really?
Yeah. I think I had that before. I'm just going to move on to this story though. A sperm donor with cancer-causing gene was used to conceive almost 200 children. So a major BBC and European investigation has revealed that a sperm from a donor who unknowingly carried a cancer-causing genetic mutation was used to conceive at least 197 children across Europe, with serious implications for affected families and renewed scrutiny of international fertility regulations. Mad thing. Let me go share the video.
It's crazy. This story is so mad.
It's horrible.
That you can, for 200 children from one sperm donor. Surely that should be illegal. And this is like this is a legal sperm donor site, isn't it? It's not like one of those on a flipping Reddit thread and you're like, look, send me your sperm. This is through official channels.
Is this guy doing it through one? I haven't heard about this story. Is he doing it through one sperm donor place?
Let's play.
Let's hear it.
Let's play.
One sperm donor with a gene that causes cancer in children has fathered around 200 offspring. A fertility clinic in Denmark sold the sperm to women across the world. This case is now raising questions about industry regulations. DW teamed up with 13 European broadcasters from the EBU Investigative Journalism Network to find out more.
We are in Paris. A mother who conceived a child through artificial insemination has agreed to talk to us. Her daughter inherited a rare cancer mutation from the sperm donor.
I feel enormous guilt to know that because you chose to conceive that way, you have passed on something that is potentially a threat to her life. It's very hard.
Her Belgian fertility clinic used sperm imported from Denmark, sold by the globally operating European Sperm Bank. The Sperm Bank listed the donor under the number 7069 or Kjeld and offered his sperm for more than 15 years. In 2023, however, a genetic test showed that he carried the life-threatening TP53 mutation. It dramatically increases the risk of childhood cancer. Donor 7069 was permanently blocked.
At this stage, the sperm bank was obliged to alert every fertility clinic that had received the donor sperm. Then the clinic had to inform parents immediately because children needed to be tested to see if they had inherited the rare mutation.
It's very important that children get the right checkups and that parents are informed about which cancer risks exist and how they should respond. We have programs that can be truly life-saving.
In Celine's case, the clinic only informed her more than 1.5 years after the donor was blocked and blamed a computer problem for taking so long. Tests confirmed that her teenage daughter was a carrier.
It was a shock. It's just not possible that there could be such a level of amateurism, incompetence and recklessness in an area as important as reproduction. It's incomprehensible to me.
When confronted, the clinic answered that it had informed Celine as soon as possible. Dorte Kellerman, a mother who lives in Denmark, says she was never officially notified by her clinic. For years, she has been connected via Facebook with other parents whose children were conceived with sperm from donor 7069.
I was informed from another mother with the same donor to her children. I was not informed by the sperm bank nor the clinic.
Never.
Never.
According to Danish health authorities, Kjeld's sperm was exported from Denmark to 13 other countries, all with their own limits and regulations. Despite several requests, the European Sperm Bank, a major player in the fertility sector, refused to provide the exact number of Kjeld's offspring, citing privacy concerns. But DW and its partners collected documents from health authorities, talked to doctors, patients and clinics across Europe, and found that at least 197 children were conceived with Kjeld's sperm. Experts that counsel affected families assume that not everyone has been alerted yet.
It feels very risky and completely wrong that one donor can have so many children. It is far beyond what's biologically normal, and that has huge consequences.
We have some children that have developed already 2 different cancers, and some of them have already died.
The European Sperm Bank declined an interview, but wrote they had tested the donor in full compliance with recognized and scientific practice and legislation, and notified authorities and clinics in accordance with the law. Doctors, support groups and sperm banks are now calling for an international donor registry and a global cap on the number of children one donor can father. They warn, without stronger rules and clearer responsibilities, cases like that of donor 7069 could happen again and again.
No. This is the weirdest shit. So to your question, Farrah, though, so basically, yes, it was one place, farmed his sperm out for 15 years, and this is 196 that they're saying. There could even be more. How is it legal that you could do this? Why would you have a sperm donor being able to have so many different children out there in the world without doing proper screenings for one, but also the genetic material? Why would you have one man out here with so many offspring? I don't understand it. Even the name of the company needs to be invested anyway, because I imagine people are going to the European sperm donor place for Aryans, and it's like, let's actually look into that. I wonder what his genetic makeup is. I bet he is blonde and blue-eyed as well. Yeah. I bet he is. This sounds dodgy as hell.
Yeah. The thing for me is there has to be some legislation on the number of times that you can use a donor sperm, because the consequences of that are detrimental. You can have, like, there's 197 across Europe. The chances of those people interacting with each other is quite high.
Yeah.
And then what happens to their children and their children and their children's children? Like, you know, and then we had that program with the man who had like 1,000 or something like that. And he was going, that's why I asked the question, because he was going from different sperm donation banks to different sperm donation banks and basically just giving it up, and also doing, you know, going on, as you said, Reddit or somewhere like that and finding people to do that with. The mind boggles that this is allowed. It really does, because it's so dangerous. And look, they were saying that kids have died already.
Yeah.
How do you not screen the sperm? Shouldn't that be basic? If you're going to be a donor, shouldn't you have to undergo every single type of screening there is?
I would have thought so. But also, even just we wouldn't know about this if he didn't have that cancer gene.
Yeah.
So
they would have still been
the only
donating.
reason why they banned him is because of that. So realistically, there's other men out here that could have 1,000 through legitimate means.
Yeah.
Who just don't carry any genetic markers where it's going to turn into a national scandal. That in itself is really scary. That is scary, actually. I don't know. It feels like just another way for them to keep, as the guy with the 1,000 kids was trying to keep the white genes going.
Yes.
This feels like a whole other agenda that probably most Black people are not even aware of that they're doing. Like another undercurrent to just keep this genetic pool going. It is, this is weird. Because if you have the thing of you're gonna die out, I guess the way you're thinking to survive, we're not even thinking about all of the various different plans that they have.
Yeah, and the thing is, look, mistakes happen, but this is a wild one. And I think you're right. I think Farrah, you said it, that there should be a limitation on how much donor you can do. Why do you need to have? Why do you have to have an abundance of sperm going?
Surely 6 is enough, no?
Yeah, you should have a limit on how much you can donate, and that's it. Because at least that nips it in the bud. Any chance of things like this happening, there should be that. That should be a thing. Like things slip through the net. Of course they do. So this is where it should be a limitation at the very bloody least.
It should be 6 in 6 different countries. Like,
I don't think you should be able to go international. I think you should even just stay where you're.
No, but if you're going to do that, if they're going to allow it to be international, right? Because there were some people that need it for certain, like if you looked at the countries that they went to, there's probably reasons why that it goes like that. But if it's going to be the case that you are doing that, it should be minimal.
I don't like the idea of them farming out human stuffs to other organizations. There is just something really, I don't know. It's I don't even know if I can articulate it, but even so you've got this one place, the European Sperm Bank, as like the holding space for all the sperm, and they then can distribute it to other fertility places around the world. It just feels like, what's going on here? Like, it doesn't sit well with
if you want a donation, if you need a sperm donor, right? Someone might be like, I don't actually want that sperm donor from this country because I want it to be so far removed from me that it's going to come from somewhere else.
Okay,
I can see someone thinking like that.
Okay, all right. I see.
I mean, I think there's so many variables, but I think there has to be a limitation to the variables, and it's a bit weird. And maybe as I'm thinking about it, it's a bit weird. It was like that conversation we had about having surrogacy and IVF treatment if you've already got kids and all that type of stuff. There's a playing God area that is a bit weird, but I do think that. I'm walking through this thought that if I want a sperm donor, and I'm living in a country, and I'm not willing to go. Why am I having a sperm donor? Why do I want a sperm donor? What's my reasoning for having a sperm donor? And then, if it's me as a straight Black woman, I'm trying to think that if I'm not going to, and the reason why I can't have a kid is because I can't find a man, and I want a sperm donor, I've made the decision to have a sperm donor. If I'm not willing to travel different countries, why should I then have international sperm? I'm wondering about that. Why I'm saying there should be, if you're in England, then you should just be using English donated. And that doesn't mean say white. I'm saying whatever's available in your country. But then I don't know then.
But say if you wanted a Black sperm donor and you're here and they're like, we don't, and we may have to then go to the pool of the Kenyan sperm donor.
There's that. So there's
you want a Black one. It may be international. I mean, the reasons why people want sperm donors, it's the single woman phenomenon is actually like in the least. I think it's
exactly. It's usually for
usually infertility.
So you're trying to go for a genetic makeup that is similar to your own. That you're going to Denmark as well. I think there's a certain phenotype that you're after. There should be a limit for sperm donor 76 can only, once you know, have 10 kids out there. I feel like it should be a really small number. You should not be doing
that's why I said
600. And I don't believe them that they ship it out around the world. Like somebody was saying, the likelihood that you would buck up with another person in another part of the world, that they don't generally do that. The last one, there was a whole load of kids that were literally living streets away from each other.
They were. That was a guy that was.
It's a messy situation.
That was a guy that was using different means of sperm donation. There were kids in the same school.
Yeah. There was the doctor, he was donating himself.
Yeah.
People were thinking they were getting a sperm donor, but he
And
was
it's
just
him.
ejaculating in a cup.
It's unfortunate that you can't trust the systems. I would be so scared to trust the system at this point. It's very sad.
With all of these stories coming out, I don't know. I really do feel for people who would have to trust going to a sperm bank at this moment in time, because there's just too many stories of how rogue it is. It's scary. It's scary.
All right, time is ticking because we've got to go. So I'm just going to go into some funny stories.
Okay.
This is the first one. It's not even funny. It's actually dumb. Like, they're so fucking dumb. Here you go. I don't know if you've heard about Marco Rubio asking to change from Calibri font to Times New Roman because Calibri font is woke.
New Roman font from Calibri font. That is a directive issued to all State Department diplomats this week by Secretary of State Marco Rubio. He called the decision in 2023 to transition to Calibri by his predecessor a wasteful diversity move, saying in a cable that he sent out that this formatting standard aligns with the president's One Voice for America's Foreign Relations directive. Now, Calibri is a more modern font. It's also believed by some studies to be more accessible to people with disabilities, particularly people who have visual disabilities. President Trump did move early on in January at the beginning of his administration to rid the federal government of diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI programs. And this font change appears to be part of that ongoing effort. Returning to Times New...
I mean,
the level of folly, I don't even know how Americans are coping. Really? Really?
The font is woke. Okay.
Imagine.
It
The thing is, though, it has been proven that particular fonts make it easier for people to read. There's a whole, studies about capitalizing words and not capitalizing words and how it can be seen and all of these things. Like, to say that it's fucking woke is dumb. It's so dumb. And Times New Roman, why is that the whitest font you can find?
Basically,
it says Roman.
It's got Roman in it.
It's like, and it costs. He said Marco said it costs £145,000 to change the font. And so, how much is it going to cost to change it back? He was talking about it being wasteful. Like, are you stupid? It's so stupid. Oh my God, girls, what's your opinion? You've got to speak. I'm gonna, because you put money up. Speak. He said he's not going to speak now.
No, talk about it, because
I about this.
I don't understand. I don't understand that the standard is now that we don't want to be inclusive of anybody. Like people with dyslexia, like, just nobody needs to be included. We are only dealing with able-bodied white males. These are the ones running every, like, how they read is how everybody's gonna read. Like, it's like, what happened in 2020? What took place in the timeline? Because this weren't where we was, and somehow we have veered off into a territory that it doesn't even make any sense. I'm going to spend money changing a font that more people could read, and that makes sense to folks. This is what people are voting for. What happened in America?
Hold on, Strike. People are trying. Stephen's saying Calibri is for nerds. Strike saying Times New Roman crew. The rest of you are remedial, and I say that as a person that works in tech. Get out of here, man. So there's actually font wars. I actually don't like Times New Roman. I like my Calibri. I like my Calibri. I like my Poppins. I like my, I like my certain fonts, man.
I do. I'm definitely a Poppins, Anton.
Anton, that's what you use, yeah. For writing, for reading and writing, it's like
Calibri doesn't particularly do much for my eyes. It doesn't make it easier for me to read. But Times New Roman was just everywhere. It literally reminds me of being in uni. It just feels very old when I see it. It's like new computer, like, it reminds me of publishing as a thing that people used to use. It was just everywhere. So that's all. I immediately place it in 90s, 2000. That's it. I don't think of anything else.
I don't even mind it because I didn't even. Do you know what's even more bigger than this? I didn't even know this happened. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know this happened. Does it? I mean, the only thing I'm honing in on, whether it's Times New Roman, Arial, or Calibri, whatever the fuck, as long as people are visually impaired, those are the people that matter, who can read documents in peace.
And then you have to also make sure that whatever font you use, because you sometimes when it's received by the other person, it changes because they don't have the right format. So you have to make sure that that's the case as well. There's a whole reason, there's a whole theory behind fonts, and you know, a reason why certain fonts are used. Times New Roman doesn't come up everywhere all the time properly. It doesn't, despite what people think.
Do you know what's hella nonsense that we're even having a discussion about fonts?
I know. This is why they've got too much time on their hands.
Too much time on their hands. There's another thing. This one is for Nigerians. Guys, what's going on in your country, man? What's going on?
Don't do that.
Yeah, I can. I'm going in. I'm going to do it.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a bit racist, but okay, I'm not involved with people, thanks.
2025, the country hampered a lot of content creators on TikTok in Nigeria. The platform temporarily blocked all live streaming sections between the hours of 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. local time. What happened? Nigerian users received an in-app notice saying, "We are temporarily limiting live leads at night in Nigeria as part of our investigation to ensure our platform remains safe." Both posting and viewing of any live content, local or international, were blocked during those hours. However, the restriction was automatically lifted on Monday morning, December 8th. But TikTok says it may return while the safety probe continues. What?
Basically, I actually watched all of this through. I didn't know it was so crazy on the sound bite. Because of people going live and having sex, and that was why they banned it. Because there was too much going sex on the lives. So they said, no, Nigerians, you're not going to get TikTok anymore. We're not going to get TikTok live because you lot don't know how to keep your.
Oh my god!
So I didn't know that it was just crazy.
I didn't know that turned into a thing.
Yeah. Sorry, no, I wasn't saying that you can't. I was saying because I was starting the wars because I'm Ghanaian, so I'll take it on the chin. That's what I meant.
No, I understand what you meant, but I was equally saying I'm not involved.
Yeah. I'm involved.
I'm getting involved in that shit.
That's what I said. I'm saying my chest. Nigerians, you lot have to have sex on screen. Relax, man.
But it's the donations.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As people are tapping screens, sending money, this is another way for them to make money, isn't it?
I can guarantee that I will never go on TikTok live for donations.
Never say never.
No, without having coitus, you're not going to do that, no?
Not me. I mean, you never say never.
I know what you're saying. I can absolutely say never. That means I'm destitute. Are you wishing destitution? Lord, imagine me. No, thank you. All right, guys, we got to wrap it up. So this has been News and Nonsense. Let's say thank you to our donors and our donators. Thank you, guys.
Okay. We have Strike. He gave us £5. Thank you. Bardi Gang came in and gave us $9.99 and told everybody, please buy your YACN merchandise. Please. We also had Waving Cat Designs bless us with $4.99. Thank you so much. We had Cistrin coming in and give us $19.99. Thank you. Will Smith gave us the money that jingles $1.99. Thank you so much. We also have Stephen came in and gave us £5. Thank you. Dane C gave us $5. Thank you. We have Dane C came back again and gave us $2 to top that off. And then we have in jail, but now free as a bird out here with $19.99. Gold 2038. Thank you so much.
You're on parole.
No, do you know what? It's my fault. I think I misread his tone because I was so like, listen, guys, leave us alone. I misread his tone. I think he was just saying no one's surprised, but outside.
Thank you. He said I might be back. Well, you need to subscribe so that you know when we are going live and when
come back
video as well. Please do come back.
Thank you so much. How can we go from fonts to dick in seconds, man? Only you ladies. Yes, Waving Cat Designs. We're a cultured bunch. And very topics. It's news and nonsense after all.
Yes. Thank you. All right, we got the show out. 2 hours. There we go.
Yay.
Bang, bang.
Everybody, if you want to watch more content, please do watch our latest episode where we discuss so many different things. Elaine the Pain versus Clue. We talk about Beyonce snubbing Brandy.
Allegedly.
There's a lot in that episode. Please do watch it and leave your comments as well. It's doing very well. So watch.
And then after you've done that, you can even catch us on HC Pod because we were on there this week too.
Leave your comments there.
On HC, yes, please do, and share that as well. Run up the comments on HC Pod so that Chucky has us back
please.
again. Like, say this is the best guest that he's ever had.
Have them
do
back.
all of that. Do all of that.
Say that we're the best. We will do something around over Christmas time at some point. We'll go live at some point.
Yeah.
Something when we're.
What did we say? Because we said that we would do a bit of a town hall as well. So folks,
yeah, we can get people up and have a chat. You know, we could do something. We'll find a day when it's a little bit quiet. Before we shut down, because we will shut down for a bit, guys. We need a break. Okay. Peace out.
Bye.
Oh, my head.